Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about police brutality. This article was found on NewYorkMag.com and you can follow along with me. This one is regards to the Phoenix police being very overzealous in regards to a couple that they believe that their 4-year-old child has stolen a Barbie doll out of Family Dollar. Now, the couple was unaware of this incident and therefore couldn't stop it because they were unaware of it. If that did happen, because it was allegedly. So the police decided to follow the couple to a neighboring neighborhood where they were to meet up with the babysitter. And the police decided to call the couple and the children, because it was a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, out of the car by telling them that they're going to get shot and killed and all this absurd stuff. Well, when the police officer decided that he wanted to kick the father to the ground by kicking him in his leg, instead of just placing him on the ground, they're still not aware of what's going on. Then the baby was the one police officer decided to try to snatch the baby out of the woman's hand, and then I guess he decided to use his heart and allowed a bystander to get the baby, and then arrested the lady who, by the way, is pregnant. What do you think about this incident, Temia?
Well, first of all, I want to know because the article, again, the article is entitled How Police Brutality Can Function as Terrorism. And I think that's important to know because in this case, it feels like terrorism. Because, I mean, this is a basic shoplifting incident that just went left.
Right.
You know, and I'm wondering why did it said in the article that the officer followed them to the babysitter's house with a video. He was recording him on his cell phone.
Right.
So I mean, this cop needed training, or I don't know what happened in his up here.
Overzealous.
But I mean, no, it's something more than overzealous.
Yeah.
Because normally shoplifting cases, when back in the day when I was like 16, 17, working at, what was it, Kmart? No, it was Ames, way back in the day. Y'all remember Ames? I don't even know if they still in business. Anyway, department store. It was kind of like a Target now, but anyway, or a Kmart. But anyway, child, normally they have what you call the fraud department, the risk department, or whatever, risk department to, make sure that they monitor everybody and catch all the shoplifters. So when they did that, they will follow them and wait till they get out of the store and catch them in the parking lot. Hold them, bring them back to their little area and hold them and call the cops. So at this point, I'm thinking, first of all, who made the call? Because apparently, did he just run up on the people? Or did the store make the call? Because if this is a normal shoplifting incident, right, then he would have had some kind of, radio contact and backup coming on the way. So I'm not understanding why he was alone. Number one. Number two, why didn't he stop them in the parking lot? Like, right, protocol. That seems to be protocol in every state. You always see that they, walk outside and they get them out in the parking lot, not follow them with your cell phone, recording them to the babysitter's house.
Right. So that's another thing. That you're right. Why didn't they stop him in the parking lot? Why did he decide that he wanted to follow them? Well, I don't know, because like I said, there's cameras at the store, outside in the parking lot. There's also cameras in complexes. So I don't know if he thought that maybe there wasn't cameras, or or what. Because that's the only thing.
So what does that happen? So wait.
Like maybe he thought it wasn't cameras.
So he had to use a cell phone.
I don't know.
You trying real hard.
Listen, I don't.
Whoever this cop is, she pulling for you.
No, I'm just saying. I just don't know, like, what would possess him, to do all that. Because, like I say, he was very overzealous. You're doing too much. And then, if you felt like that, you should just stop them. Like, hey, we were made aware that your daughter, may have taken, a Barbie doll. And then saying the parents been aware, because as they said, they was not aware that the daughter had taken this, saying it's allegedly. And even if she did, she's 4 years old. Take it back or whatever, saying apologize. But what are you gonna do? Arrest a 4-year-old? They want you. His duty was to make the parents aware. The mom, he used excessive force for no reason. Period. The mom was pregnant. The dad, there was no reason you be kicking him and all this. Why? Like, what is going on? So that's why they feel like it's not. It's more of a act of terror. Like terrorism. He sought them out. He sought them out. Made up some story, because it's allegedly. We don't know. Made up some story, whatever, and pinpoint them like, hey, I'm gonna harass you or whatever. And why do you have to die? And and all this other stuff over a Barbie doll.
Well, they didn't die in this case, thank God.
Yeah, thank God. But I'm saying it's like he wants to really take it there. Why is that the first thing that you want to go there for? Like, you did this wrong, whatever. Let me just kill you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna die. You're gonna do this. You have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. Those kids are traumatized. It even said in the article that the kids are having issues.
The 4-year-old has been experiencing nightmares and wetting the bed out of distress ever since the incident.
Exactly. So this is unnecessary. He really but luckily, even though you can't erase what happened, and the child's gonna need therapy or whatever. And but they're doing a $10 million civil lawsuit.
Well, I want to know, where was his partner? Did he call in the incident? Because they have to call it in before they even pull you over, or make some kind of record of the incident. Right. So is there any kind of report? All of that needs to be investigated. And if the Phoenix Police Department is not investigating, then I'm pretty sure this $10 million lawsuit that they're doing probably will come out in discovery, okay? If they don't settle before then. Because like I was saying off camera to Tomeka, I have an issue with activists now, because we all the time are in the streets. Oh, police brutality. They killed him and they didn't have to do that. And you guys are all in the streets, and I'm guilty of that. This is how I know I learned from experience, because I was an activist out in the streets, okay? But what I learned, like I said on our previous show, what I learned is what moves people is money.
Yes.
They don't care about you in the streets. Look, they will barricade you in a circle and let you blow up your own city, your own businesses, your own community. So that doesn't work. What works is money. And I see we getting the clue now, because this family, they're doing a lawsuit. So, regardless of evidence or whatever, they might not have it now. But again, baby, it's discovery. And not only that, it's press.
Yes, it is press.
It's pressure on the police department.
Right. But unfortunately, it says that, Phoenix police, they do stuff like this all the time, and they don't get reprimanded. So
we need to start suing, okay?
Right. We do need to start
Get out the streets and get in the courthouse, boo.
Right.
Okay? That's the only thing that will move people and make people do the right thing. Unfortunately, this world is based on a monetary system, and we're going to have to do business how they do business.
Right.
And yes, Black Lives Matter, but you need to put some some power and some knowledge, some strategy behind that, okay?
Hit them where it hurts, the pockets.
Anyway, I want to follow up on this story, because I want to see what Phoenix Police Department is going to do.
They need to do something. This is like an outcry. You're making your city look really bad, especially if you don't do anything about it or whatever. This lady was pregnant. This was a minor situation that, due to an overzealous police officer, got blown out of proportion. So you need to do something. He had no reason following them all the way to an apartment complex over Barbie doll. No, that's just ridiculous.
So once again, activists, I mean, I cannot stress it enough. We got to get a little more smart about this, okay? Being out in the streets, hey, whatever. That back in the day it worked, but now we got to be a little more smarter because, again, they will let us blow up our own communities,
Right.
okay? So after a while, if we get onto the money train, so to speak, and start suing. Not saying that we don't press the police department to do their due diligence. However, we still need to go to court, to civil court, because money will move. These police departments, city by city, state by state, the quickest way they will learn is through the purse.
Absolutely. Well, you heard it here on Temia and Tomeka show. Let us know what you think. Here's our empowerment tip for today. Get a mentor. For those who are not familiar with a mentor is a person, of professional sorts that is doing the things that you will want to do. So they can coach you, to greatness, pretty much. So, they can shadow you. Anything you're trying to do to advance yourself, get a mentor. You always want to deal with somebody that's already been there before, so they can eliminate you from doing the errors. They can your trials and errors. Something didn't work for them. They can hey, don't waste your time or don't waste your money doing this because I already did it and it didn't work. So get yourself a mentor, and a mentor doesn't necessarily have to be some high paid person or whatever. Look into your local organization, look into churches, look into your friends, your family, that's doing the same things that you want to do. Have them to shadow you, ask suggestions, questions, advice.
And then also, keep this in mind. I'm not bashing anybody, but I just wanted the best for you and you to be successful at what you do, okay? So my thing is this, as far as getting a mentor, shoot for the stars, because these life coaches they're great, not knocking you guys, but I need somebody who specializes in what I am doing, and I need somebody who know where they're going, already gotten there, you know what I mean, and can help me get there too. So shoot for the stars. And again, I'm not knocking the neighborhood scholar. However, I need somebody who is very successful and can give me the tools that I need, because guess what, Bo? They're already doing it.
Right.
So find you a credible mentor that has specialized in exactly what you're doing, because they've already perfected it.
Right. Well, that is our empowerment tip for today.
Welcome back. Today we're talking about sun safety and also skin cancer. And I want you to follow along with the article that I'm pulling up on cdc.gov. And it's about, again, sun safety. This is the summertime. So we just want to make sure that everybody's safe during the summer and make sure your skin is protected, okay? And I know that some of you guys are like, well, you're African American. And a lot of African Americans are under the misconception that because we have a lot of melanin that we're not affected, but
We are. African American skin does burn. Some people are under the impression that um, the darker you are or the blacker you are, you can't burn. That is a high misconception. People, put sunburn lotion on. The little number that's on the bottle that says like 50 or 80. Let me tell you something. Put it on every whatever that says, like 50. So that means 50 minutes, 80 minutes. Say don't put it on once and think you can be out in the sun all day. No. Okay. Put it on as directed. If it says 45, it means put it on every 45 minutes. Okay. There are 6 types of skin tones. So type 1 is the pale white skin, always burns, never tans.
Chabo.
Type 2, white skin, burns easily, tans minimally.
Chabo.
Type 3, white skin, burns minimally, tans easily. Type 4, light brown or olive skin, burns minimally, tans easily. Type 5, brown skin, rarely burns, tans easily and darkly. And type 6, dark brown or black skin, rarely burns, always tans, deeply pigmented. Now, you see where it says rarely and not never, correct? Exactly, because we do tan. And so when the summer comes, you can be light skinned or, a lighter brown and then turn out looking like Wesley Snipes. And so, because we were, saying we tan along with you. And so, and then into winter time, we start to get lighter. So, that tells you right there that we have sunburn. And actually, once, when I was a child, I mistakenly fell asleep in the sun. I had a sunburn on my nose. I'm just telling you, when it peels, it smells so bad. It was on my nose. So I'm just like, oh, wow. That's when I first figured out that my skin can burn.
Mm-hmm.
So, saying don't get that misconception out of your mind. And, saying the skin cancer is no joke.
Yeah, let me tell you, in the Caribbean, man, let me tell you, in the Bahamas, hey, my people in Bahamas, hey, just want to shout out to you anyways. I want to let you know that they sit out in the sun. I mean, dark skin. And also, I saw in Jamaica too, also. But mainly, my experiences, I saw, of course, in the nude in the Caribbean. But African Americans, I just want to let you know here in the U.S. that you need to put on sunscreen because even in the Bahamas, I saw dark tone, skin tone, and they put on sunscreen. But they laid out nude because they wanted everything even tone.
Right.
But I noticed they still put on sunscreen.
Right.
So don't take that for granted just because we have melanin. That doesn't protect you.
Right. It just makes it harder. I mean, slower for you to burn, but you will burn. Mm-hmm. So definitely want to take care. And you don't want to have the issues of having skin cancer. And so when you get that, it's just like, your skin's just, saying peeling and, this like dry or whatever. You don't want this type of issue. So you can avoid it. Do preventive care. Sunblock. Oh yeah. Don't go out in the sun with oil-based. Oil-based, yes. Oil-based, like
I used to like to put it on my skins because it glistened when the sunlight hit it.
Yeah, you
with
gonna smell like
my
a chicken.
Skin tone. Oh my god. It was like bronze, like gold, baby. Like butter.
Yeah. So don't do that. You will burn up quicker. It's oil.
Yeah.
Oil and heat.
Yeah, I found that out. It took about 3 weeks for my regular tone to come back. My mom was like, "Why are you so dark? Like for real?"
Right. So don't do that either. Use preventative measures, at all times. So these are just some tips in order for you to protect your skin, know your skin type, and what to avoid. Oil-based products.
And then some things you can do. I'm reading this from CDC.gov again. It says sun safety, skin cancer, what to do to prevent. Some things you can do. Shade.
Yes.
Stay out in the shade. I mean, you might want to stay in the sun. I mean, for you guys who want an even tone tan,
Put your
maybe
sunglasses
10
on.
or 15 minutes. I don't want to say that long, but go get back in the shade because you're trying to protect your skin.
Mm-hmm.
And then also you want to watch your clothing.
Oh yes, you want to watch your clothing. Darker clothing, whatever. It'll make you burn hot, quicker as well. So you want to do lighter clothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't go in the sun in black.
Well, actually, it says darker colors may offer more protection than the lighter colors because the ultraviolet rays,
Mm-hmm.
it blocks the rays. I don't know why, but I guess that's science.
Have a whole bunch of deodorant too while you're doing all that. Okay?
Yeah, you're going to be hot, boo.
Oh, yeah.
Another thing you can do is have a hat. When we go to
the floppy hats.
Yeah.
That's my thing right there, the floppy hats.
Oh, yeah. When I go to the jazz festival, hey,
like,
I have on my big straw hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straw?
Yeah, my straw hat.
Oh, okay.
The jazz festival? Chabu, whatever. I'm going to do me, okay?
Do you.
Also, another thing you can do is
UV rays.
This is what I have learned because ever since I was a child, I had problems, and it's hereditary. We're sensitive to sun UV rays,
Mm-hmm.
and our eyes in my family, they burn easily.
Oh.
Yeah, so you guys don't see me. I don't film with my glasses. I wear prescription glasses, but I also have transitions. So when I go outside, it normally, as soon as the UV rays hits it, it transitions to shades because I have to protect my eyes. Because if you know me personally and you see me right up front, you will see like little spots on my the side of my eyeballs because when I was small, I didn't know anything. My mom didn't know either until we started going to like, what's wrong with my baby? But it was that we're sensitive,
Right.
to the UV, and it just for some reason we have to protect our eyes. And so sunglasses is a good thing to do when you want to protect your eyes from the UV rays. Also, what Tomeka was saying before, sunscreen. And what you want to do is look at the number.
Yes.
The higher the number, the higher the protection. And let me just read a little bit from cdc.gov. Is SPF, and that stands for Sun Protection Factor. So that is an actual number, and it rates their effectiveness in blocking the UV rays. And again, the higher the number, the more the protection. So it recommends, CDC recommends that you use at least SPF number 15 or above.
Why would you use anything lower?
If it's lower than 15, boom.
That's why I'm using nothing.
I mean,
my daughter, she has she gets heat rashes. So she has to, have, the SPF,
wow.
The higher. She actually has, you prescribe one. She has to because it's no joke. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen like the bumps and stuff like that? So she gets those.
Heat bumps, yeah. And then also it says reapplication. Sunscreen, like I was saying before, sunscreen wears off. So if you're sitting out there for an hour or two,
right.
And you
don't think you're still protected.
Yeah, you only put it on the first time you got out there, child, boom, you're gonna be burned. And when you go back into your job, they're gonna be like, "What happened to you?"
Right.
So again, at least 15, 30 minutes, reapply.
45 minutes. If you get the SPF 40, what I heard was when you get the SPF 45, you need to apply it every 45 minutes, depending on what strength you get. So you need to, that's also signaling to when you need to reapply it. So, hey, I would just say use your best judgment in regards to your body. Use your best. Stay hydrated. Oh yes,
Okay.
please stay hydrated.
And then when you're shopping for the sunscreen, check the expiration date.
Oh yeah, check the expiration date.
And then also, as some, us women, us girls, makeup. They do makeup now with sunscreen protection. So you want to look at the number, the SPF factor. The number has to be, recommended that is 15 or above. So that's a good tip also, because we don't really think about protecting our face.
No.
And people don't put sunscreen on their face. But what you can do is get the makeup. You think we all think enough to get the
the waterproof
makeup.
You don't want to
but we
mascara and stuff.
Yeah, we think about that, but we don't think about sunscreen protection. So just check that too. Okay.
Well, those are your tips, and you heard it here first on the Temia and Tomeka Show.
Thank you for watching the Temia and Tomeka Show, and be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and our YouTube channel, and continue to watch us every Sunday at 4 p.m.